Plus, why diet alternatives may be just as unhealthy as regular soda. Turn off that phone, Kiva.
Sorry.
And how much are you willing to pay for a movie? Well,
$10.
10 bucks? That's how much it is now. One well-respected filmmaker says a few more box office bombs like The Lone Ranger, and it won't be long before you're paying up to $100 a ticket.
This is News 10 at 9.
Now, careful. We got criticized the other day when we talked about Lone Ranger. All we said was that it wasn't doing well at the box office, and some very nice lady called up and said, I took my grandchildren to it, and we loved it.
And loved it.
So for some, it's a great movie, but it is fair to call it a bomb.
So far.
Yeah, that may change. You never know. Good morning. It's Thursday. It's July 11th. I'm Dan Elliott.
And I'm Kiva Arnold. Good morning to you, Jeff Maher.
Good morning. Let me just take this away.
That was an important
no
work
texting
email.
at the movies, no texting on the show.
That was an important work email.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what
She got the day off that she requested.
Oh, all right. There we
That's
go.
work.
That's important.
Work related. Hi, Rob. Good morning.
Good morning. Would you pay $100?
No way.
No.
You can wait for. You can do Netflix. You
Right.
can do HBO. I mean, you just wait for it.
But not to steal your thunder, you can see the day when the experience at the theater might be such that it would warrant you spending considerably more than what you would at home to watch it in your home
Better be
theater.
really
They'd
good.
have to do a whole lot.
Hey, who knows?
I mean-
They could have the capability, 3D real explosions and all sorts of stuff. It could happen.
It could happen. I'm intrigued. This is going to be a good story, Jeff.
Yes.
Okay, you think you're doing the right thing. You want a
try.
soda and you don't want to get all the calories
Right.
from a regular one, and you think, hey, diet soda, that might be better for me than the regular stuff.
Yeah. Guess what?
It's not.
No. New research suggests you may want to think twice before you choose the diet option next time.
Yeah, Jeff Maher, you got the news, don't you?
You know what I realized about getting older?
What?
If you love your body when it comes to food, you have to give up pretty much everything that you love.
Right.
And you have to eat spinach and drink wheatgrass shots with a big smile on your face and act like everything's fine.
You start to actually like those things, though, as you get older, Jeff. You really do.
I'm not buying it yet.
Well, you're not old enough yet.
Well, I'm trying it, but I'm not buying it. I'm still craving the bad stuff. And when it comes to diet soda, I mean, people for decades have thought, okay, I can just crack open a diet soda and I'm doing better than those who are drinking regular soda. Apparently not, according to these researchers who looked into the artificial sweeteners and the harmful effects of that. This actually comes out of Purdue University. They spent the past 5 years looking at the relationship between consuming diet soda and how it impacted a person's health. They found that artificial sweeteners may fulfill your craving for a sweet taste without the calories, but that's the problem. The fake sugar teases your body by pretending to give it real food. But when your body doesn't get what it's expecting, it becomes confused on how to respond. So when you consume real sugar, your body doesn't know how to process it because it's been tricked by the fake sugar, the artificial sweetener, so many times. You know who's probably loving this study is New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, who has tried for a long time to crack down on such things. He's got to be loving this because remember when he tried to ban sugary drinks in his city and then it was overturned by the judge, and this was his reaction.
Being the first to do something is never easy. When we began this process, we knew we would face lawsuits. Anytime you adopt a groundbreaking policy, special interests will sue. That's America.
So I don't know, maybe in light of this new research, he'll pursue that again. The researchers found that diet soda drinkers who maintained a healthy weight range still had a significantly increased risk of the top 3 killers in the U.S. That'd be diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. Bottom line here, researchers say you need to treat this like it's your favorite dessert or favorite treat, maybe a couple times a week, if that. We reached out on Facebook to our viewers. We asked you, in light of this study, are you going to continue drinking diet soda? Sarah says, I didn't even need to click on the link. There has been evidence for years about artificial sugars and the health problems they cause. I avoid them like the plague. And Morris says, if I listened to every report that this or that is going to kill me, I'd have to move to a cave and eat grass, except for that report that eating grass will kill you. I don't know about grass, but the cave might.
Right.
Wolves,
So-
bears, hypothermia.
Yeah, Jeff, would you put diet soda maybe in the same category as the Crystal Light or the Vitamin Water Zero? Is
You
that
know,
the
there
same?
was so much emphasis on artificial sweeteners. I
Oh,
think
man.
all of that qualifies.
No, and see, and that was the point I was trying to make this morning in the 5 a.m. show when we were talking about it. This doesn't even examine the other concerns about artificial sweeteners,
Right.
because a lot of people say cancer is a real
Right.
possibility there. This just
Like
says
equal
you won't
or-
lose weight, and it will trick your body, as you said, into not being able to handle real sugar.
Yeah, our bodies are made up of so much water. You just need to consume water. That's the bottom line. And like I said, you have to give up the stuff that you love.
Well, and to add though what Dan is saying, I understand because I love rice. I'm starting to switch over to brown rice, and now I'm starting to enjoy it too.
You get used to it.
You do.
Yeah.
I'm like, who needs white rice?
Hey, we all used to love white bread, and now you eat wheat bread, and
Well, Kiba, just wait till I stand here and tell you something bad about brown rice.
Right, then I'm done.
Yeah,
all right,
we'll all throw our hands up in the air.
I want to look and see what he eats, too.
I know.
I want to
cheese
check
and crackers,
that out.
I know for sure. Jeff, thank you.
Sure.
We talked about it at the top of the show.
Okay.
You might be willing to spend $100 for a concert, maybe.
Okay,
You know,
yes.
you
a
could accept
concert.
that. But for a movie, that's a lot for one ticket.
Yeah, there's a prominent filmmaker out there that believes it's going to happen and happen sooner than you think. $100 to see a 2-hour movie?
Well, our ladies' man, Jeff Maher, that means $200 you're set back
please,
in one
they're
night,
not
pal.
going.
Oh, you're
That's
in
just for
trouble.
one
Jeff's
date.
cheap.
Yeah.
You know, multiply that over the course of the month, and I'm broke.
You are.
You know, this is an interesting little thing here because we all go to movies, we all like them. You know, the IMAX alone is what, $17.50 now. I put my limit at $20. If it goes past that, I don't see myself going to the theaters anymore. Everyone's got their maximum. And let's just go through some of the recent box office flops that we've seen this year, starting with The Lone Ranger, which that lady said, Dan,
She loved it.
is a good movie according to her, but
Yeah.
apparently didn't do so well in the box office. Cost an estimated $250 million to make, and so far has made $79 million. Do you guys remember Jack the Giant Slayer from earlier this year?
Another bomb.
No.
Costs possibly up to $295 million to make. So far has made $197 million. Well, that's $1 million short of breaking even. White House Down. I actually liked this film.
You did?
I did. I thought it was really good. It held my attention. Special effects were great. Cost $150 million to make. Has made less than half that. About
Did you see
$71
Olympus
million.
Has Fallen?
I saw that too. I liked both of those.
You liked both the
yeah,
same?
I liked both of them. They were good. After Earth, I didn't catch this one, just like the
Neither
Lone
did
Ranger.
many other people.
Like everybody in America.
Made close to $200 million. That sounds good, but it debuted at number 3, and for Will Smith, he's not used to that. In fact, this is how he reacted to that news.
Here's how I think about it, Jimmy. I mean, let's be honest. 3 is the new 1. You know how many ones it takes to make a 3? I felt like a fighter. You know, it's like it's been almost like 2 decades since I had a movie that wasn't number 1.
Is that true?
Yeah.
2 decades of number 1.
Well, that's over now, buddy. Thanks.
And then here are some other ones you might be familiar with. Mars Needs Moms cost $175 million, made $39 million worldwide. Green Lantern cost over $300 million, made $219 million worldwide. The Nutcracker in 3D. Now, Dan, I thought you liked this one. It cost $90 million to make. Only made $14 million bucks.
Now, you know what? The best story is years and years and years ago, we took our oldest sons, they were little kids, to that, and at intermission they turned to us and they said, when are they going to talk?
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Here's the deal. Recently there was a panel discussion at the University of Southern California School of Cinematic Arts. These guys were in attendance, Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. Steven Spielberg noted that theatrical movie releases are now competing against new, more personal and more riveting forms of entertainment, while Hollywood continues to take big risks, like I just showed the examples of. He said there's eventually going to be a big meltdown. There's going to be an implosion where 3 or 4 or maybe even a half dozen of these mega budgeted movies go crashing into the ground. And George Lucas added to that. He actually said Hollywood is destined to become more like Broadway, in the sense that, quote, going to the movies will cost $50, $100, $150 like what Broadway costs today, or a football game. It'll be an expensive thing. Movies will sit in theaters for a year like Broadway does. World War Z is an example, an early screening. People paid $50 to see that. But basically, his take is Hollywood's going to continue taking these risks. They're going to fail with some of these flops, and eventually they'll pass the buck along to you, and that's what we're going to be left with, a choice. Do you pay that much, or do you just stay at home and wait for something to come out on Netflix?
Yeah, but just this week, Johnny Depp came out the story that he turned down a movie because they didn't offer his standard $20 million a film fee. So perhaps if some of the stars adjusted their salaries, maybe it might change.
They may have to, because if George Lucas is right, and movies will sit in theaters for a year, like Broadway, then that's really going to limit the number of movies that actors can be a part of. It's going to change the whole industry. You know, it's going to limit their salaries too. I don't think people are going to go for $100 tickets.
And the trickle-down effect, what is it going to do to our movie theaters?
Right.
That's true.
Are they going to be filling out those theaters?
They may become Costco's or something.
Oh boy, Jeff, way to go on that one. Yeah, that's a downer.
Sure. I knew you'd like this story. Well,
Oh yeah.
You're an
Oh yeah. In
aviation guy.
case you haven't seen it, this is footage of the first ever drone landing on an aircraft carrier.
It did stay on, right?
It stayed on. It stayed on. This is historic, and some people think this is groundbreaking. It's going to change warfare as we know it.
Wow, that is amazing.
Thing is, though, my brother's a pilot,
Right.
flies F-18, and he'll tell you, nothing beats a pilot being in the cockpit, his instincts,
Absolutely.
his split-second decisions. A drone can't do that.
No.
in
But the
air-to-air
risk
combat.
with a pilot in the cockpit is much higher than a pilotless drone.
Right, those are
Right.
good for bombing.
Right,
You
right.
know, not dogfighting.
Right.
Right.
Now, this next clip, you know, something you need to know about TV personalities in our back pocket, we've all got combs.
Not all of
don't
us.
have
Dan, no.
Oh, you don't?
No. In the morning, we set it and forget it.
Done.
It's so, yeah,
constantly
you know,
cleaning
if we had a camera in the makeup room, you'd see, it's like prepping for the Academy Awards before each show, right?
Well,
Getting
with
hair
you,
right.
obviously it is.
Yeah.
All right, sorta,
you
yeah.
know, same thing goes at the International Space Station. Take a look.
Sometimes the water gets away from you, and you try and catch as much as you can. Then I just wash the water up through to the ends of my
Yeah,
hair.
she's showing how she
shampoo.
styles and shampoos her hair.
And I take my
Wow.
And at one point, she even combs it. Is there a point to comb it?
No, throw that stuff back in a ponytail.
Wow.
and rub it
Call
in.
it a day.
Yeah.
Up to the ends.
Impossible to have a good hair day.
So if
Up
you
there.
didn't have a
Right,
brush, is that how your hair would look too?
impossible.
I think so. Yeah, the brush is key. It's very important.
All right, we'll see you back here for News 10 Midday. Make it a great day, everyone.
News 10 is everywhere you want to be.